Hello, Mr. Wire. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you now.
1 minute.
All right, awesome. We'll be starting like real soon. Shortly, we'll be getting started.
All right.
All right. We're gonna start all over again. Good evening, everyone. Today is August the 8th of 2023, and we're gonna start the community relations meeting. We're gonna ask Captain Hill if you will open us up in prayer, please. Can you hear us okay on Zoom? Zoom,
Yes, I hear
people,
you.
can you hear us?
I hear you real good.
We hear you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, we hear you, darling.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to
Yes.
Lord, we thank you for your goodness, for your grace. We thank you for this day, the day that you have made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We ask you bless this city, even this local community right here, in the name of Jesus. Give them wisdom, understanding, Lord, great ideas to build up this community in the name of Jesus. Remember our commander, remember our captain in this precinct, right now in the name of Jesus. We thank you for giving them strength in this community. We're building them up in righteousness right now in the name of Jesus. We ask that you protect this community, that your angels encamp round about them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, most of you know who I am, but I'm Kim Jackson, president of the 11th Precinct Police Community Relations Council. I'm gonna have Officer Robinson, if you get a chance, will put the my phone number and email in the chat to make sure that you guys have them. We're gonna go ahead because we have our lieutenant here from the fire department. And I'm gonna go ahead before we get going and get busy. I'm gonna let him take the floor. He has some things he wants to hand out to us, talk about, of course, fire safety and all that good stuff. So Lieutenant, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Good evening. How are you doing? We had some up and down days. Today was a good one. I want to say thank you all for having me here. Thank you for everybody at 11th Precinct for inviting me to come and share some of this information. It's very important and vital information that I have to share, but I'm gonna keep it sparse. I'm gonna keep it very simple because you have meetings to get to as well. Okay. I'd like to start by saying that Lieutenant Terrell, Detroit Fire Department. I've been a Detroit firefighter for going on 23 years. Started in the Southwest. I bounced off of buildings downtown. I ran down to high rise, Northwest, all over the city. I made sergeant on the east side at Ladder 23. That is Whittier and Gratiot, if you know the area. I went from there to lieutenant in Detroit Public Safety Headquarters as lieutenant in the Community Relations Division. And on par with what police have as MPOs would be considered what I am on the fire side. So we see each other quite a bit. So we have that brotherhood, that sisterhood where we actually work together a lot, and especially a lot of community events. So I'm very honored to be here to speak to you all, the Detroit Fire Department. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Try to answer as many questions as possible and tell you about my credentials, my certifications, my licensures, all of that, everything I've experienced throughout my 20-something plus years, right? I'm very knowledgeable. I am not all knowing. So if you have a question, please believe me, I will try to answer it as best I can. And if I can't answer it, I'm gonna get to you and get your question afterwards. It's easy. Okay. Couple things we want to discuss. Fire safety. Everybody here, raise your hand if you haven't been in a fire drill in school. Okay, all right. I'd like to start there because people understand the importance of fire drill in school. Massive area, a lot of people, something happens, everybody needs to get out, and you need to do it in a way that's safe for everyone, correct? Children line up with their teacher, they leave out the nearest exit with their classmates, but here's the key. They leave out the nearest exit and they all do what? They go to a specific area designated for that class, correct? Yes. Unfortunately, in homes, we don't do the same thing a lot of times. This here, everyone should have an idea of what this is. Smoke detector, right? Yeah. Okay, it beeps, it's telling you to get out of the house. What we found is that when people get out the house, they don't have that designated area. When families get out, they don't have that designated area. Sometimes kids will run back in because they're scared. They don't know. They know when I get in trouble, I go to mom's room. When I get in trouble, I have to go to my room and hide. And it's happened with tragic result. So I like to reiterate, hey, whatever you did in school, because we get older and we forget things. We don't remember some of the things when we talk. We all do it, right? Sometimes it's some of the simplest things. We want everybody at home today. If you don't have a fire escape plan, come up with your family. That way they know, everyone knows. I don't care if it's 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 5 in the morning. If they get out different ways, we meet at Miss Johnson's house. We go to Sam's porch. We go to the corner, or we go to the park. That's where we meet. So that when my brothers and sisters show up with that rig, they'll show up and everybody, it's nothing better than as a firefighter to show up, to get outside. And I'm telling you, you can see tragedy happening in a home and everybody out there saying, no, we're good. Hey, we all here, we good. Because now our mindset isn't going from that to actually just saving your money, saving your memories, saving your treasures. That's what it is. Because if you don't know, you know what we're gonna do. We're going in. No debate about that. No debate about that. If there's potential of someone not knowing where someone is, we're going in. So this is very important. All right. We have in the city our Detroit smoke alarm program for you all, if you don't know, which means that every resident, if you have a household in the city, you get 2 smoke detectors and 1 carbon monoxide detector. That's free. Okay. There's no charge to you, no charge to us. That's for every resident in the city, unless you live in an apartment or a condo, which fire protection is maintained by management and the building owner. You have sprinklers, you have alarm systems like that, you have audibles, things that you don't have in your average home. And I ask all of you, please pass the word. These, this back here that I have today, can be picked up at Detroit Public Safety Headquarters. Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 on the 3rd floor. You just come in, show your ID, get 2 smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detector. I'm talking about this. Smoke detector. You say spring forward, fall back, what do? Change the clocks, right? And change the batteries. Okay? After this fall, if I'm not correct, I think daylight savings is going away. Right? So with that, I'm gonna give you some more information. You know that little chirp that everybody has, or a lot of people have, because they haven't changed the batteries, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have to worry about that anymore. No AA, no AAA, you can't even open this up. There's your battery in the back. You put this up, you're good for the better part of 10 years. If this is going on, one or two things is happening. Either there's malfunction with this and it needs to be replaced, or you need to exit. You need to get out, okay? We're gonna take one. Put it outside the bedroom. Outside the bedroom in the hall. Just put it up outside the bedroom. Do not put it near the bathroom, right by the bathroom, because if you like me, you take hot baths, hot showers, that steam can set it off as well. The second one, we're gonna take it all the way, put it down in the basement, the bottom of the steps. I know a lot of people have these and they were having right by the side door at the landing outside the kitchen. I'm not mad at that. You have fire service protection. You have smoke detectors in your house. I'm not recommending you take it out or change anything. Keep it, please. But this one, we're gonna take this one down at the bottom of the steps, okay? We want you to know that there's potential of fire in the basement while you still use that side door, hopefully, to get out, exit, okay? This is carbon monoxide detector. It is not lithium batteries. This is not 10 years, okay? There's a yellow tab here. You pull, it comes with batteries, it activates the batteries. But if you look on the back, it's a plug-in. So with carbon monoxide, we all know we all should know by now the dangers of carbon monoxide poison and what it can do. We'll take this one, and I recommend that you put it in the living room or the dining room, anywhere between the potential source of carbon monoxide and where you sleep. Because when people buy this, where's the number one place they want to put it? In the basement, near the furnace. Because the furnace, the biggest part that potentially be dangerous, correct? That's what people think. I'm here to tell you carbon monoxide is a natural byproduct of combustion. It's coming out of your tailpipe after you put gas in it. It's coming off your grill when you're cooking. It's coming off. If I have light right now, you're gonna get heat, you're gonna get light, and you're gonna get carbon monoxide. It's in your homes right now. It's in my home right now. When it's at small levels, it's just there. When it gets up, that's when it's dangerous. That's when there's a problem with either that utensil, that machine, this whole alarm. Okay, put this in the basement. I'm not mad at it, but if it goes off and you sleep upstairs, what's potentially you hearing this at 3 a.m? Probably pretty low. And you're cutting out one of the biggest culprits of carbon monoxide poisoning if you have a gas stove. Yeah. I responded to a lot of runs where the numbers of carbon monoxide levels were up pretty high. A lot of people like to put aluminum foil at the bottom of their stove. I'm not mad at that either. But you cover up those little slits in the bottom, they're there for a reason. Don't cover those up. Yes, because it'll build up right underneath, and that carbon monoxide will build up. Living room, dining room. If you get more, please add more. Put one in the basement. Put one in your bedroom. Put another one. Get as many as you can. That would be great. But the one that we're going to supply you with, that we can supply you with, which is one, living room, dining room. Okay? I wanted to bring up carbon monoxide because it is going to, we know what the weather's going to do in a little while. All right, I don't want to say it. But we are doing it. And we're going to kick on the furnaces, right? So the potential of that is going to go up higher. As long as I've been on the Detroit Fire Department, I have never responded to so many carbon monoxide leaks as I have in the past 10 years. It's been a lot. Now, I would bring that up and you would think, oh, that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. Well, it actually is. Because what it's telling us now is before, where we used to heat the house with the stove, the oven. Yeah, we used to do that. You know how Thanksgiving, Christmas, I'm just gonna put this out here. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all right? We eat good. What happens after we eat good? Oh my God, right? But here's the thing. You probably had turkey and dressing throughout the year at some point. You're probably eating that exact same meal at some place, somewhere else, and you didn't feel that way. What was different then? Say again, a whole lot of cooking. A whole lot of cooking, which means that what's being used a lot. The stove, and it's going for a long time. So if I'm telling you that carbon monoxide is natural byproduct of combustion, and it's been going 6, 7, 8 hours. So when you go into the kitchen with someone who's been cooking 6, 7, 8 hours, your body knows what it needs. And the only way to combat carbon monoxide poisoning is fresh air. There's no pills, no Robitussin, no prescription anybody can give you. There's no shea butter you can rub on it. All you gotta get is fresh air. If you end up going to the hospital, EMS respond, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna put that mask on you, turn up the O2. But in those times, if you go into the kitchen and somebody's in there cooking, what are they doing? What's open? Windows, doors, cracked open. It's hot, right? But you're also ingesting a lot of carbon monoxide as well. It's like having a car idle for a while, okay? So I say we respond to a lot more in the past 10 years, and I say don't look at that as a bad thing, because what that's telling us is a lot more people have what? That's a great thing. The fact that we're responding is because we can actually get to the point of saving people's lives before something bad happens. Carbon monoxide is a silent, deadly killer, right? Can't smell it, can't taste it, can't hear it, none of that. Detroit Fire Department is going to provide you with one of these, okay? All you need is your ID. Also in the bag, fire safety guide. Fire safety guide gives you some tips on just simple fire safety in the home, okay? This is one of those things like from bee stings to cuts to abrasions. Sometimes we forget certain things. I'm not about to delve into it, but raise your hand if you think when your nose bleeds, you pinch your nose and lean forward. Raise your hand. You think you pinch your nose and lean forward. Some people pinch their nose and lean back. This is my point. General information here. This one is important. I'm glad to be part of one of the reasons I'm really glad to be here, because this breaks down Detroit Fire Department for everyone. I would ask, if you don't know where your nearest firehouse is, please go by and visit, meet some of my brothers and sisters in the firehouse, get to know them. I would like for us to get back to a day where you all are in this meeting, so you know Officer Williams, right? You know the Sarge, right? I would like for you to know the lieutenant that runs a firehouse that's around the corner. I would like for you to know the firefighters that work there as well, okay? This breaks down the fire department in the aspects of if you need to call someone, fire marshal, division. Starting a business, you got a couple questions, you know somebody living in a apartment building. That's who you will call. Arson, here. Communications, training. What I do now is community relations. You have a block club, same thing NPOs do. I'm your guy. I'm your guy for the east side. So please feel free to contact us. Take this information, keep it. And everything that I have for you, everything that I've given you, please password, make a Facebook post, make an Instagram post, get it in church Sunday, say, hey, I got a testimony. I was blessed with this. You can be blessed too. Show up Monday at the Detroit Public Safety Headquarters with your ID and you can get a bag as well. I did not bring the number for everyone that's here today, but I have about 8 or 9. And if you want, then we can step outside. You just fill out a little bit of paperwork and I will provide you with this today. For those that wonder, paperwork is so that when we get runs on our phones, even on the computer in the rig, your address pops up. They'll tell us who's there and if someone's elderly, someone's disabled. Hey, there's a potential there's some kids there. Because as first responders, we'll tell you, there's nothing better than actually having as much information as you can have before you actually arrive to the scene. So, as opposed to getting out going, what's going on, we'll have some idea.
I'm gonna take that information, put it in our response system, and then I'm gonna toss it. Okay, we're not taking the social security number or anything like that. Okay. Anybody have a question for me, or I said myself?
Yeah, Lou, for people in TV land, that's what they used to call it. People in TV land, can you give me your phone number or your office number?
Okay, my office number, community relations is 313-569-2959. That's 313-569-2959.
313.
My phone, 596-2959. 313-596-2959. And we can be reached at, if you want to email us, at community relations with the S at DetroitMI.gov. All of that information is also in here. I'm Lieutenant Terrell. My cell phone number is 313-477-7762. That's 313-477-7762. So if you have anything in the community going on as far as, let's just say, east of Woodward, that's me. All the way to Grosse Pointe and beyond. Okay, so please feel free to contact us. Yes, ma'am.
Is that our closest fire station on Third Mile, John? Or do we still have one right now?
Right. Yep. So this is for everybody that knows how the city works. The city is broken down in districts, correct? This is D3, correct? It's D3. And police department is broken down in precincts. Okay, fire department, we're broken down by battalions. So in this area, as fire side, this will be the 8th battalion.
So I can go to that fire department right here and pick up one of those bags?
No, so we do not have these in the firehouse. This is why, great question, great question. Used to be you can go to the firehouse and you can either pick up smoke detectors. That was before my time, but when I came on, we were doing the 9-volts, batteries. We moved beyond that now. So firehouses don't have batteries anymore because all our smoke detectors don't use them. And even the ones that you have here, you mind if I grab that?
No, you can't, yeah.
You purchased this from
Home Depot.
Home Depot. Purchase this from Home Depot. You go to Lowe's, you pick these up. You know what's gonna happen? No batteries on them. Say 10-year, same as this. The only difference between this and this, that this is free. Yes, sir.
When we go through the window.
Here, 1301 Detroit Public Safety, 1301 3rd Street, Detroit Public, yes, Public Safety Headquarters. Yeah, if you know where MGM Casino is, okay, MGM Casino, Michigan, the other side of Michigan, big green building. That's where you go, 93, Monday through Friday, just bring your ID. And I tell people all the time, if you're gonna come down and do this, please, if you go to church, if you've been in church and they say, hey, say hi to you, introduce yourself to the person on your right. Shake the hand, hug the person on your left, right? They say that, please. If you're gonna do this, get the neighbor on your right, get the neighbor on your left to come down as well. Because if the neighbor on your right has fire, or the neighbor on your left has fire, guess what you have? Possibly. And we want everybody to be safe, right? So you want to double the protection, make sure the people on the right and left also have that same protection, okay? Yes, sir.
Fire department still have that fire extinguisher?
We do not give out fire. We do not. Not that I know. Maybe before my time, but not that I know. We've never given out fire extinguishers. I would love to be able to give out fire extinguishers. And bringing that up, when you go to Lowe's and Home Depot, I've seen some fire extinguishers. I'm sure you saw those.
I gave them, I gave one out, I think last, well, not in July, but I gave out one in June.
I got it. They have them in aerosol cans. Like there's a spray can, right? You're looking at me funny. I have one. I have one. It doesn't mean you play firefighter. Please believe me. See on TV, I'm sure the officers can tell you the same thing. What you see in TV and movies ain't real life. Okay? So if you can't spray it and put it out in a few seconds, I need you to leave. Okay? Let us do our job. Need you to leave. Yes, ma'am.
What number do you call? See if y'all have any left? Because I went down there before and put none left.
Carbon monoxide detectors, we just got them in last week. We just got them in last week.
So you call the office number or do we call your number?
You can call either, I'll give you the information,
Okay.
for sure, for sure.
Alright.
Probably quicker to contact me, because when we're out in the community, I'm not in the office answering the phone. So please give me a call, or shoot us an email.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, so thank you all very, very much. We're gonna be outside, my beautiful little assistant that has half of my DNA in it. She's gonna be assisting me today with, getting everybody signed up.
Thank you.
No, you're good.
At least you can put them in the system, do everything you need to do. Or doesn't it?
I wouldn't use those per se, besides these. Not saying anything's wrong with those at all. But you pay for that, please keep them. Okay?
But I can still get them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Be a blessing.
Thank you, Lou.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
We're gonna go ahead and I'll let you go, Catherine. Your report.
Good evening, everyone. Gonna go over some statistics very quick, and then I'll go over some of the different things that we've got going on in the 11th precinct. Currently, we're down 58% in our homicide rate. We're down 21% in our CSE, criminal sexual conduct. We are up 3.7% in our overall aggravated assaults, which actually is pretty good because that most of the year we were trending somewhere at up significantly. So now we're only up 3%, so we're going in a better direction. Our non-fatal shootings, we're down 33%. Our robberies we're up 20%. Carjackings, we're up 20% as well. And our burglaries, we are down 26%. Larcenies, we're up 10%, and our motor vehicle thefts are up 14%. So going over some of those statistics, we can see some of the work that we've done and some of the work that we need to do. So we've done some great things with our, I don't know if you ever heard the program Ceasefire. We worked diligently with them. That was one of the priorities of the department, where we worked together specifically targeting gang individuals throughout the city and groups. And so I think that had a major contribution to why with the hard work of the officers, but all of that working with downtown, our real-time crime center and our crime intelligence unit. I think that's what's lowered our non-fatal shooting as well as our fatal shooting. As you know, you've heard me talk about this a lot. We have our sexual assault reduction task force that we do on John R. trying to do what we can to lower the prostitution, address the prostitution on John R. and the associated crime. So as we all know, unfortunately with prostitution, that's not even the main crime, right? People get robbed, people get carjacked. So we've been doing everything we can to kind of address it on different levels. We're working quite closely with our partners at the 12th Precinct, as well as the Sheriff's Department has spent a lot of time over at John R. So I just want anybody to know that if you see, it's not a coincidence that you see more police cars over there, that we've upped the enforcement over there. That's one of our target areas, and we're doing everything we can to address that. Additionally, we are down with overall, we're down with our burglaries, but I don't want anybody's house to get broken into. And so one of the things that kind of like the lieutenant had mentioned, how you need to tell your neighbor in the event that someone that you know on your block, if their house gets broken into, what we have to have, we need cooperation. So we need help. So unfortunately, people, when the house get broken into, that's one of the harder crimes to solve, because people aren't home. You know, if you get into a fight with somebody, well, like, yeah, it was him, it was her, I know who they are. We can kind of lead those crimes, but home invasions are difficult. So if you see something in your neighborhood, you need to call up to the station, And you can talk to your NPO, or if you see something happening right away, call 911. So, one of the things that I've kind of been trying to get out the message about is 911. I know years ago, when I came up, when I was younger, like 911, you only called if this was happening. You only called if that was happening, like if it was a real life and death emergency. So what I'm trying to say is that 911 is your link to us. And so what we do, what communication does, and it is a very difficult task, but what communication does is prioritize the call. So if you see something and you need to police, or you see something suspicious that you can articulate, I mean, that you can tell us, call 911 so we can send a car. Because here's the good news. The good news is you don't know how backed up we are. We've done a lot of work with efficiently getting the officers to where they need to be. Additionally, I don't know if you've been following the news lately, but our attrition rate has been falling. So that means more officers on the streets able to answer your call. So with that being said, I want everybody to meter their expectations. So if you call for some things that are nonviolent at say 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, we may be able to get there a little bit faster than we would 10 o'clock on a Friday when it's 90 degrees outside. So I just want everybody to work with us, know that we're doing everything we can. We got some great officers here that put in a lot of work. And so if you work with us, we will be able to hopefully make some strides, even more strides into the burglars. Because like I said, I think that one house get broken into this. I went over the sexual assault. As far as the cars being stolen, I'm going to talk about this some more. If you drive a Kia or a Hyundai, which is nothing wrong with that, I like them, they're affordable, but you have to properly secure your vehicle. If you have a garage, you got to put the lawn furniture outside, put your car in the garage. I had to do it at my house. I had some antique furniture that my late mom left, but I had to let it go to make room for my car. So another thing is if any kind of car that you have, if you have a wireless start, be cognizant of where you put your keys. And so I'm sorry for people who've been here the last couple of weeks, I've already heard this, but I have to get this out. If you have a wireless start in your car, where do we park our cars? You park it in your driveway, right? Your driveway is right next to what? Your kitchen. Your driveway is right next to what? Your bedroom. Well, if you put your keys in the dish or on the sink, right next to the kitchen where the car is, and somebody comes over to your car, what do you think they can do? They can open it. Some cars, you can even start it with the keys out in there as long as it's in the proximity. So be cognizant of where your key is, where you keep it at night. And then the last thing, again, if you have a Kia or a Hyundai, I strongly suggest that you get a club, or what they call it, immobilization devices. I call them clubs. I guess that's like a name for you. But I'm telling you to get one.
We got a lot of free ones still for
So
the.
we still got the free ones. So when I say that, I'm telling you to get one. I'm not asking you to get one. I'm telling you to get one. And like D-Rod said, like Sergeant Spruce about to say, we have some free ones here at the station. All you need to do is bring your registration and we will give you. And I think that's about it. But
if you guys have kids in that year range, you can take it back to the dealership and they will install, they will update your security data into the car's computer, keep it from being easily stolen. These are the kids on the Hyundais that actually use a key. They're not still in push button ones like that with the thing that they did on TikTok. They can't do it with the push button start. But the ones that don't have that, if you take it back to your kid dealership, they will do what they call security updates for car's computer system. And if you would like a steering wheel lock or immobilizer, you can call us or come here to the precinct Monday through Friday between 9 and 4.
And then the last thing I want to do is I want to introduce, or talk about some of our newer officers. We have officer vendors who think that he's leaving vendor. And then he's one of our new officers, and Officer Dow. So can I say hello? This is what we're gonna do before we leave tonight. They're gonna introduce themselves to you as you walk out, and they're gonna ask you where you live, and the reason they're gonna ask you where you live and who you are, so that they can get to know you and they can come by your house, okay?
And they're gonna give out their numbers too.
Question.
Yes.
Is there any particular area where?
So, no, there are not any particular trends with carjacking, but what I can tell you is that sometimes it, like I mentioned about the prostitution, unfortunately, some of those crimes are byproducts of that. So overall with carjacking, the main thing that you can do is, just be cognizant of your surroundings. So the thing is, if you're, when you going home from work or in the afternoon, that's when you get your gas, right? Everybody's got to follow along. When you leaving your sister's house at 10 o'clock at night, that is not the time for you to stop and get a Twix. That's not the time. That's not the time. You should be getting your gas earlier in the day. And I know you have all seen success stories about Green Light. We are very, very successful, and not only prevent crime at Green Light, but apprehended people to commit crime. So I would definitely suggest that you look for a Green Light gas station as well.
I miss a little bit that you're saying, and I understand that you're talking about the carjacking and stuff like that. What do you do about the cars that just being parked on your street? And I called this week about a car that's been on my street for almost 2 weeks and stuff. And I know for a fact that something is not right. You would have came back at least.
Officer Bennett is gonna get your address. He's gonna take care of it personally tomorrow. Perfect.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So what if the city don't do about getting the boats on the street, off our street, because they've been there for months. And been calling, so it seems like something is broken in the system, because when I try to get it addressed, it's about tow trucks picking it up, not making money off of them, so they don't wanna pick them up. So what's broken in our system that we need to fix, that if we have, boats, come on now, boats.
So I understand that, and there's a large issue with the storage of boats. Boats aren't like cars. You can't sell them, you can't scrap them. There's a whole issue with that. What I can do is I will get your information, and then I'll see what we can do.
Oh, it's been tagged 3-4 times, and they come on and put that sticker on it regularly. I have recordings around my house, so I see what go on, you know.
Well, I'll get your street, and then Sergeant Brooks and I we'll follow up on where that is. But you're right, there is an issue with the storage and then the movement. There is.
Is there anything we can recommend, or anything that's been recommended that we can support an initiative to help with that? Because there's some things broken that we have suggestions on. I mean, we can come together collectively and find the resources to get rid of this problem. Because we have people that tearing down one community from another, from squatters to mechanics. They pile up on our street and they act like we're not there. We don't exist. And it's okay to block my driveway, to block my neighbor's driveway from getting out. And it's a disrespect. And if that's not something we calling you, I mean, we can't keep calling you about that, because by the time you get there, they're gone. So it's just like a wasted run for you to just come out and have to write out a report.
Okay, Miss. Well, what we'll do is we will come by your house. We're gonna follow up on the tag issue. If they've been tagged, then it should be a follow up the tag issue.
We have a question back there.
All right, you go with your question.
He's talking about boats, I'm talking about turning campers, 18-wheelers,
And this
all
thing-
that is in one, it's in one block, but now somebody in the second block of Rockwood and I-75. It's just ridiculous. They got their cars parked up in the yard. It's very disrespectful. I've been there 54 years.
Give me the area right now.
It's Golden Gate and I-75. I done told on this, told. Nothing has been done about it. And then it's on Robinwood and I-75. Okay.
Thank you for the question. Do we have any questions on Zoom? Okay. Well, there's somebody in the room, I thought I saw him, but no. Okay, you good? Huh? Yes, Ms. Green.
Yeah. We still having problems with the garbage can.
We need to get up on.
Call the police for the time to pick it up, pick up the garbage.
Yeah, they're on Sunday.
I have a question for you guys, because I actually met with somebody from DPW today. Have they been picking up you guys' garbage on a regular basis?
Yeah.
Or they've been off?
No.
Okay, because I did hear that they've been having a shortage and some people's garbage haven't been getting picked up on time. And so in some cases, they're like a week behind or so.
Yes, they got a catch.
They just wouldn't put, they wouldn't take their garbage cans back in, and then it falls over. The first rainy day, it was all over, the garbage was all over the ground that they didn't put in.
Give us a call on that, Ms. Grant.
When,
Okay.
I called the police, they came out here, they made her get it all up and take a garbage can in the back.
1 week they didn't pick up at, half of Monarch Street. We had to call.
Yeah, they just told me about that today, about the shortage.
Now, regardless these streets, regardless of how much they're in, abandoned homes and things, lots. They're leaving all that stuff out there, and the people put it out, but they need to still pick it up, regardless of that.
And they will not do it. They will not argue with them and everything else. If they put it in front of abandoned house, they are not going to pick it up. And that's why I get with my neighbors, don't carry that mess across the street to the abandoned house. Put that mess in front of your own house, because at least you know you get it picked up. Why don't you put it on the house across the street, you gotta look at it every day. That's the dumbest thing on earth.
Tell them, but it doesn't do any stuff.
Do you all see who's doing it?
No, they do it as like.
But just, if you guys do see it and you guys call us, because I was out a few weeks back. And a neighbor called, I went out there. And then I saw the trash they were talking about, and there's a couple neighbors actually that called, and one of them called me like, yeah, I'm the one that called. While I was parked in front of there, and she was telling me everybody who was responsible, because there's a couple houses added to that pile. And so therefore, I was able to identify all these people and then share the information with it's a couple people, either DPW, environmental, they'll come out, write them tickets and charge them for cleaning up. Or if we go the criminal route, our people will take care of it. But so just let us know if y'all see it. Take a picture, let us know who it is, and then, you know, once we get finished, when they won't do it again.
I know you all, the department is very busy with other things, but problem I have is the alley. There's two abandoned houses behind. It's been abandoned for the last 10 years, and they don't clean the alley. Now, my person cleans my alley, you know, my fire, but see all those trees and bushes and whatever.
So the city doesn't do that. The city doesn't do the alley. See, this.
No, I'm talking about the people, whoever are responsible for those abandoned. If they don't clean their alley, because they
You have
don't.
the addresses to those files. Do you have the addresses to those files?
One is 7949 Arlington, that's one of them. I can remember the address, and I just know the address of the Arlington. That's on Arlington, 2 houses, they're right behind the store. 2 houses, and it's like a forest.
Right, so the city is not gonna
No.
cut the trees down.
No.
The city does not.
Tear the house down. Hold on, we'll get Dr. Moore in the back.
Okay, my question is, if your garbage can is not outside after 9 p.m., how much of a ticket cost is that?
$100.
Oh, okay.
Let's get the one online. Who's that?
Miss Allen from Mason Academy.
Mute. Hi, let's see, can you see me? Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Hi, good and you? How's everyone this evening?
Good, and you?
Good, good. I'm here today because I actually met Mr. Lionel Williams, who's the Dean of East English Village today at the Recreation Center next to Mason Academy. I'm the newly hired assistant principal at Mason Academy, and I definitely want to be engaged with our police department in the 11th district and our community leaders, and making sure that we have partners and community partners with Mason Academy. Our very first day of school is, of course, August 28th, and it would be awesome if the 11th precinct could show up and represent on that day. I'm not sure if that's possible, but if not, definitely having some type of interaction and engagement with our police department so that our students they become comfortable with you and not afraid of you.
Okay. Thank you. And
My phone number.
I'll put it in the chat. Okay.
we're gonna put the phone number in the chat for you, okay? So look in the chat for the phone number.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes, how you doing? My name is Eric Miller. I'm the founder of the Lawn Academy. We purchased that PNC Bank on the corner of Davidson and 6 Mile. Okay, like this summer, I had over 230 youth. And we provide free lawn care for seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities. Okay, we take care of over 400 people throughout the city of Detroit. We're as far west as you can go, far east as you can go, and in between. So what we're trying to do right at the corner of 6 Mile and Davidson, we're trying to be more of a community partner. We just moved in not too long ago. You're gonna see us at some of the precincts, things of that nature. But my heart is to make sure that we take care of our seniors, but at the same time, it's my heart to make sure that our youth understand that it's their responsibility to do the work to make that happen.
Yeah.
So what you see, if you go to the 10th precinct, we take care of 100 people in the 10th precinct, seniors. So the thought is that it's the youth that's doing the work. But what I'm saying is that with sustainability, when the youth do the work, the communities have a greater sense of sustainment because people respect it when the youth do the work. Even other youth respect the work that other youth do. This is my 8th city. I lived there from New York to LA to Dallas to St. Louis to Orlando and other places. Detroit is my 8th place to live. I do this in memory of my grandmother, Rosie Henderson, and my mother, Dr. Doris Miller. So it's a free service for seniors. So what I'm looking for in the 11th precinct is that next year, so I'm building my capacity. I want to take care of no less than 200 people for the entire summer in the 11th precinct. So you'll see, so there's a lot of things to worry about in life. Your yard shouldn't be one of those things. But what you're gonna see that's remarkable is that the youth are gonna do the work. So what I'm hearing today is that I want to build my capacity for next year to do 2 things. The first thing you're gonna see is that we're gonna build our capacity to clean alleys. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna build our capacity to take care of no less than 200 seniors in this community. And you're gonna see the youth doing the work. Then the third thing we're gonna do is build our capacity to do snow blowing during the winter. To be done by the youth. So give us 1 year, We're gonna work on it. But what we'll be looking for are names. All I need is names. I think, I really think, Officer Robinson and Officer Marshall Williams, they gave names of some of some of the seniors.
I was here on yesterday. And, young lady said you get me, matter of fact, this morning, right, that's why I'm a little dirty. I wore my shirt, I came by her house this morning, knocked on there by myself. And, he didn't want me to come by myself, but I came by myself. And we're gonna do our house, and we're gonna do Miss Robinson house in the morning. And we have, over about 70 people coming from corporate Chrysler. And we're gonna do that. Thank you for this month.
Yeah, thanks, Ms. Martin. Ms. Martin, we did that.
Into the office.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, man, young guys, take care. Leatherwood was years old.
We got the 30 people on the this level for West House tomorrow. So we're gonna change, we're gonna plan around 50 flowers. When I say flowers, these are nice flowers. They're perennials, so they're back every year. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna plant rose bushes. Rose bushes, they're not every year, and once again, it's in memory of my grandmother, Rosie Henderson. So that's what we do that. So once again, what you're gonna see a wave, you're gonna see a wave happening in this way. Like nothing else. Like one thing, right now, 200 kids. I'm telling you, from me, you're gonna see in the next 3 years, 800 youth. We're out to sit in Detroit, doing this, we're out to sit in Detroit, so get ready, it's gonna be here. All I need are names. That's all you have to do. I don't need an address right now. And also, I validate the names through the police department, because the team knows who really needs to know, right?
Right.
So if they tell me, when Officer Williams told me about Miss Leatherwood, I had to talk to me like 30 minutes of it. She told me, we had 200, rented out the MJR last week. We had 200, we rented the whole stadium, 200 something. Officer Robinson was there for one purpose. We brought Mr. Leatherwood there, we brought some other seniors, one senior, she's 99, the other 94, the other 94, the other. So we brought them in, 200 youth, gave them a standing ovation. We gave them roses. And also what we did was we had a youth to make a handmade blanket in her favorite color. Her favorite color is blue and gold. So we had a handmade blanket for her. So my point being is this. The biggest thing we see is that people say, is that real? The answer is yes, it's real. Are the youth doing the work? Yeah, and Mrs. Miller not doing that work. The youth don't do the work, and they're gonna do it, and they're gonna do it at that level. They're gonna do it at that level. Okay, so that's what you're gonna see. I just feel great about being here. You're gonna see more of us in the future. That's all I got. Thank you.
What's your phone number?
Oh, yes, I have a card I can give out. So if you want to be on that list for next year, once again, it's gonna be 200 strong. Here are the cards. Get those out, and we'll get back in contact with you over the next 6 months. And we're gonna build up that capacity for next summer. Watching this next summer, you're gonna see rose bushes in a lot of houses next summer. Okay? Yeah.
Miss Letterman, she tried to give us, she tried to give us $100, she hid it in the car. He seen it, so she had to go to the restroom, and I wouldn't have snuck and put it back in her purse. Nah.
The question was, the question is, how do we collect the youth? The first thing, we don't recruit. When we're out in the neighborhoods, the youth want to do the work. What happens is that when you got a 14-year-old just doing what they do, they're doing it. Other youth look at that and say, wow, I want to be a part of that. So the kids is, we let youth know, first of all, I'm a senior manager at Chrysler. I don't, and what youth know about me is that it's not that type of deal, because our youth don't hurt. You go anywhere in the United States, I've seen it with my own eyes, in Dallas, in LA, Our youth are dying, they're not hurting. So when they're with me, the parents know, listen, I got this right here. Thank you for bringing it to me, but I got this. So my point being is that you know that when they're with us, it's time. It's time to do the work, but also grow in character. But it's nothing that grows character more than understand that this level we don't play. Because I tell you what, don't pull up those. You can do a lot of things, but you can't pull up a single flower. I tell you, I can protect you from a lot of things. It's a lot of things I can help you with, but if you pull up the flowers of somebody that's 80 years old, I'm sorry, you can't go home. Right, and if you say you're gonna be there at 10 o'clock, and if it's 10:01, I got a phone just like I got my work phone, I got a little. This another word calling them women, and like I tell you, this, don't be having this another word calling the phone. But that's teaching character. Right? That's teaching character and responsibility, and also we help youth with their mathematics. My background is mechanical engineering. We help with their mathematics, we drone technology. My point is we put something in their head also. And build great character. We showed them how to build bikes. We gave me bikes last weekend. But another 13-year-old. At the end of the day, God is good.
Okay, let me see, where I go with them? I think we have, cause you know I can't see you, nothing.
We have State Rep Donovan McKinley. We also have representation from Congressman Sri Tanadar's office.
Okay, Emmanuel, should be okay.
Yeah, we have Mr. Williams from DPS,
Okay,
Lionel Williams. Of course, you got Leon Wire.
okay.
So yes.
Okay, before we do that though, a couple of announcements. And for all the ones who I have an email address for, there's the Camp Academy graduation that's taking place tomorrow. And that's gonna be at the Union Carpenters and Millwright Skill Training Center on American Street. It's gonna be tomorrow. The time is at 5:30. Everybody's welcome to come. Okay. Then my next concern, and we need to make sure, and I'm gonna give you a phone number, and Officer Robinson, I'd like you to put that phone number in the chat. This is going to be to the Chief Liaison, Chief Neighborhood Liaison's office. This is regarding our chaplain. Our chaplains are here in the precinct to help our officers, to assist in situations, and I guess they're having a little kerfuffle going on, and a lot of our good chaplains are leaving, and we cannot have that happen. And I've had a few words with a couple of the chaplains downtown, and to address my concerns that I'm not happy on what's going on. And I don't like that our chaplains are leaving like this. So I'm going to give out this number. And we all need to make sure that they understand that we need our chaplain. Whatever kerfuffle that they got going on, they need to nip it, keep what they have, and they need to make it work. Bottom line. So the number will be 313, it'll be 596-2526. And that is the Chief Neighborhood Liaison's office. 313-596-2526. The next thing we're going to do, we are going to have we might do a couple of yoga sessions. And if anyone is interested, I'm gonna work with the young lady. And she's at the Diversified Credit Union, but she teaches yoga. And I thought that was such a good class. It wasn't strenuous, it wasn't hard. It was so relaxing, but you're gonna feel it. So don't think it's that easy. You're gonna feel it. But it was really nice and laid back, and we're gonna try to set something up here at the station for you guys, and then you spend an hour and kind of relax for a little bit. So once I get those dates, I will share those dates in an email with you guys. If I don't have your email at the end of the meeting, get with me and give me your email address, and then I'll make sure that you're included. If you get the notices or not, and then you'll get included on all the other flyers and information we send out. Okay? And you know, we had National Night Out August the 1st. We did that. That was we did it at Jay Field, that's where it was. So that turned out really good. And I saw this special on TV, and it's called AI, that technology. And that was so enlightening to me. And he said something that stood out to me, because the guy on the recording, the mom thought that was her son, and it wasn't. They had recorded his voice. And the one mom said, you know what, let me call you back, and I'll call him to see what's going on. But they also had a password or a passcode that they use. So if you decide to clone my voice, the first thing I'm gonna ask is, what's our passcode? And if you can't give me that information, then I know you're not who I think you are. And that's something that we all need to be mindful of, especially our kids, because they'll call your kids and say, hey, something's going on with mom or dad, or vice versa. Hey, your son is in trouble. Okay, then your mom, I'm in trouble. Okay, well, what's our passcode, baby? And if they can't give you that passcode, then you know something's not right. So that's something to be mindful of, because I just did that with my mom. So we have a passcode now, my mom and all my brothers and sisters. We have a passcode. So anybody call any of us, if you call me, what's our passcode? Tell us the passcode. You can't tell us the passcode, then there's no need to keep having this conversation. So it's something to think about, because it's out here and it's scary that they can clone your voice like that. So please be mindful. You know, when you get these crazy calls, that something's not right. Okay, so that's just food for thought and something to think about. Okay. All right, we have
Ms. Hall had a question.
Patricia.
Yes,
Yes.
I said I was gonna wait in regards to the yoga class. How you doing, everyone? I apologize. I just want to have a quick question about the yoga class. Are you gonna indicate is it going to be a fee for that yoga class?
It's not gonna be a fee. No, it will not.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Do we have any other questions before we move on? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the territory of block clubs. There's an issue in my area, and I'm not sure. It's like 2 or 3 different people are claiming the same territory. Is that possible?
It's not possible, because you're supposed to only have one block club president, secretary, treasurer. I mean, now they doing something else. Now the question becomes, is it a registered block club at Farwell? Does Farwell have a record of it?
Farwell need a record of it, okay.
Because that's the deal. Me and you can fight about a block club until we blow in the face. But if Farwell says you're the owner, then you're the owner. If Farwell says Kim's the president, Kim's the president. So you want to make, if nothing else, we always tell people, register your block club, and then there's no argument.
But
Real quick,
I'm sorry.
You need to register your block club with the Department of Neighborhoods. That's Kayana Sussman's office.
I filled out a registration form. Okay, And I'm still, I don't know if someone's supposed to get back with me to let me know if someone else is claiming that area or
You need
not.
to call up the Farwell and call Kiana Setham.
I spoke with Kiana, well, actually, we texted each other,
Okay,
and there seemed to be some kind of miscommunication between us. So who can I speak with beyond her?
that.
Wait, she, I know,
Yeah,
she, for the district, there's no one over her that she has to answer to?
Yes.
the mayor. Maybe that's what it's-
Aaron here. It's gonna be Aaron.
About Aaron, yes, Aaron here.
And where will I find Aaron here?
You got a number for D?
I don't know that I got her actual city number, but, bear with me, I'm gonna try and reach out to him real quick, see if I can get her to log on.
So the question that I wanna elaborate on her is, even when you're organized and you register with the neighborhood manager, when does it go on the city's list? Because we can go to the cityofdetroit.com and pull up neighborhood. And we've been established for years and we're not on that list.
Well, you have to ask them how that works. I can't tell you that. I don't know how they update their list. I don't know how often they do it, who does it, I don't know. But Kiana or Aaron here should be able to answer that question for you. And ask, how come when we pull up, we're not there, we can't, we don't see our block club registered. So that'll be a good question to ask her.
If you offer, I'm sorry.
And just to expand,
What's your group club name, Dan?
Gardenia Community Black Club.
Gardenia,
Gardenia Community Black Club. But just to expand, sometime a block, cause ours is a community, it's like 3 streets, 4 blocks, so the boundaries have to be in whatever is established, they have to, when you register, you let them know what your boundaries are, because that is required on that.
There's, like I said, there's 2 or 3 people who have registered the same boundary territory.
With different names?
Yeah.
What do you think they registered, right? You're not sure. Because they manage it, the community manager don't let that happen if they see too many, then they start contacting us.
right.
And telling us to meet up, and they will require us to kind of get together and try to straighten that out. But each one's supposed to have bylaws, from my understanding,
Exactly.
and the bylaws will
Yep.
dictate where your boundaries are, and that was settled.
Mhm.
So if you got a block club that's where their boundaries, and they're registered, that's your block club.
Right.
So the Constitution and bylaws, or just the bylaws?
It's the bylaws.
It's the bylaws.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
bylaws, the Constitution, that's the city, you got to do whatever the city, the bylaws sitting on that. That's it. It used to be Ray Solomon, though, he knows a lot, he knows, because he's been around since we started, and that was back in 2005.
Great sign.
Before they shut down our neighborhood city hall, so we used to have our meetings there.
So where would I?
So my suggestion though is, start with Kiana Sessoms. And then if she can't help you, then, Aaron Harris, because I can tell you, that's like, if you don't call me, and then you call straight to the captain.
Yeah.
And then Sergeant Bruce is asking me like, what the heck's going on?
Right.
And I didn't know about it, so that's kind of disrespectful.
Hi, yeah, I'm back, that's.
Okay, thank you.
Shane, come in.
Okay, so we're gonna start. I believe his name is Emmanuel Thompson. And he is a representative of our Congressman Sheree Tanadar.
Correct. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Thompson. I'm with the Office of Congressman Sheree Tanadar. Happy to be here, hearing everyone at the precinct, all the concerns. We definitely want to make an effort to keep a finger on everything that's going on in Detroit. So wanted to stop in, just let you know what Congressman Tanadar has been working on in DC, and what the district office here in Detroit has been working on. So I just want to start off kind of giving you a overview of Congressman Tanadar. So he grew up in abject poverty through hard work, luck, and education. He became a successful small business owner and achieved his American dream. Congressman Tanadar is fighting every day to help others achieve their American dream. In Congress, his priorities are closing the wealth gap, racial equality, workers' rights, skills, training, and more. Congressman Tanadar has co-sponsored over 75 bills, including H.R. 40, the Commission to Study and Develop Reparations, and H.R. 1421, the Improving Child Care for Working Families Act. And he has authored the One Stop Shop for Small Business Licensing Act to help businesses cut through red tape. In Detroit, Congressman Tanadar's office has made notable progress for constituents of Michigan's 13th district since taking office in January. One of the accomplishments that we are most proud of is returning over $500,000 to constituents, solving nearly 500 cases, and responding to constituents under 24 hours. Our office can help if you need assistance with a federal agency such as the IRS, the Department of State, Social Security Administration, and the Department of Veterans Affairs, among others. If you or anyone you know that lives in the 13th district, needs a passport, needs help with the IRS, or are seeking other services, please visit us at tanadar.house.gov/services. And I'll put that in the chat here. Definitely visit our website. Great resource. You can see more of the bills that he's been voting on, and he's been authoring as well. And then if you guys or anyone you know are having any issues with federal agencies, we are able to work with that and see if we can get some things going there. But it was nice meeting with you guys. You'll probably be seeing me more often, okay?
That sounds wonderful. Do you have an email or phone number we can contact you?
Me.
Yeah.
Yep, you.
Let's see. I do have an email. I can drop it in the chat, okay, along with our website, okay?
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Mhm.
Hope to see more of you.
Can I say one thing about him? And I'm sorry, but I'll be remiss if I didn't say that back in June, we had just under 30 kids that we took to DC, and they spent, a couple hours with Congressman's staff and Congressman as well with the Capitol Police. And I mean, they got a tour around the Capitol and everything. And I mean, they rolled out the red carpet for these young people that we took down there. And so, definitely appreciate that as well. So this was our first, we took a bunch of explorers out, and this was our first time taking them out, and we actually started something that I've been going to do every year, and they all received certificates for going out there and participating in the curriculum and things like that we can prepare for them. So I definitely want to give a shout out for that as well on behalf of the explorers.
Hey there, what's going on, sir? We got Donovan McKinney, Miss Kinney in the house.
How's everybody?
How are you?
I'm glad. I'm good. Good to see everybody, by the way. Happy summer. Just a couple of updates. For those who don't know me, I'm Donovan McKinney. I'm your newly elected state rep out of House District 14. Raise your hands. How many people know there has been some changes in the district?
Yes.
Okay, great. So our new district goes from just south of Davison all the way to 13 Mile, to Quinder, to about Hoover. So I have parts of Northeast Detroit, like majority of the city of Warren and all of Centerline, a little city surrounded by Warren. So for those folks who don't know, I am currently the first Black person ever to represent Macomb County in the state legislature, which is crazy to think about, right? In this day and age, I appreciate that. And I'm also the only Black currently serving a majority white district, if you can believe it. By a small percentage, but it's a majority white district because of Macomb County. But I'm born and raised right here, Northeast Detroit, down the street, right up the street on Ryan and Outer Drive. I bought a house, my wife and I, we have a baby boy, 18 months old now. Right there, I moved down the street off of Outer Drive and Van Dyke area. So if you guys know who Frank Aldrich is, he's the president of East Outer Drive Block Club. I'm 2 doors down from him. So I see Frank all the time, but I know I represent at least a few of you guys in the room. I'm so sad I don't represent my lady over here. But she got a good representative. But some stuff we've been doing in Lansing. So how many people have heard about the governor signing the most recent budget? Just a few days ago. So for those folks who don't know, I'm the only person from Detroit that's on the House Appropriations Committee. So that is your money committee, right? And I brought home a lot of money to our area. A lot of money. All of the blessings. This is what Democratic majorities look like. I'm not joking. Like, this is the first time in 40 years we have some power. We got our first Black Speaker of the House, Bill Tate, from Detroit. We've got our first Black Appropriations Chair in the Senate, Sarah Anthony, she's out of Lansing. And we were able to at least put a lot of those funding, $81 billion budget, 20% of that is coming to the city of Detroit.
Wow.
So most amount of money in history. There's a lot of historic funding, from the historic funding in terms of per pupil funding in education, all the way down to, community colleges, universities are getting a lot of money this time around. We also invested in what's called the Michigan Reconnect. So for those folks who graduated high school or earned a GED, but haven't really went to, higher levels of education, they're able to utilize these funding, free tuition, to either go to trade school, or go to community college and university. First time we're actually doing this in our state. So if you got kids or youth or anybody neighbors, community folks that want to take advantage of this program, please send them to my office. I got my card on me. I'm going to be passing it out to you guys. We'll connect you guys to those programs. Another thing we're doing, how many people know about our major lead service line? Right, we got a lot of lead service lines in our communities. We have an old infrastructure here in Detroit, and we have not been able to fix it in a long, long time. So people are labeling our youth as behavioral issues, ADHD, ADD, you name it. And a lot of it stems from having lead in their blood and they're not being tested young enough. My son, like I said before, 18 months old, a year and a half. We got him his yearly checkup, his first year checkup. He turned 1 with the pediatrician, and guess what happened? He has lead in his blood. All from living in our communities, right? And so I'll take this near and dear to my heart. We're working now to remediate some of that. We caught it early, which is great. So he got a 15-month checkup, and then now we're waiting on an 18-month checkup. But it seems like the lead levels have been going down in his blood, which is amazing. But a lot of our kids aren't necessarily, attributed to the same healthcare, or they're not being catched early enough. So it really does affect your brain. So we put $300 million in this budget to really start replacing these lead service lines. You're starting to see a little bit of that right now. Trickle back as the city of Detroit been investing, I think, on Outer Drive, and there's a couple other areas across the city, but you're going to see more of those lead service lines being replaced. But just get this, these are the main service lines. We got to talk about also the lines that go from the main service lines into your homes. And so we were able to literally try to, etch that out, and we were able to say, I think it's like $5 trillion is going to take to replace every lead pipe in our state, let alone the country. And so, $300 million is dropping the bucket, but a lot of that is coming into our area, which is amazing. Another thing, we're investing in commercial corridors outside of downtown. Our neighborhoods are going to see some of this money. So Van Dyke, your Mound areas, the Ryans, like, we're going to be able to, we have to come together with a plan though. The community has to come together. So what I'm doing is I'm hosting a town hall. Everybody write this down. It's going to be a roundtable discussion on August 30th. This month, August 30th, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at, y'all know where 42nd Street Events is? It's a Black-owned event space right there on Van Dyke, just south of 8 Mile. Right across the street from, what is it, Dollar Tree? Yeah,
Mason, Dollar Tree.
yeah, right across the street. So 42nd Street events right there on Van Dyke. August 30th is the day from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm gonna have folks from our Labor, Economic and Opportunity Department coming down who actually writes these grants and distribute the grants. Folks from the MEDC, which is your Michigan Economic Development Corporation. I'm gonna have folks from the City of Detroit, Economic Development Department, as well as folks, I think in Macomb too. And we're gonna have a discussion on when these funds are available starting in October, how do we bring these monies down to our area? Because I don't know if you guys remember this, but when I was in undergrad, when I graduated high school, they wanted the whole east side of Detroit. They came with a plan, right? They wanted to downsize the city. How many people remember that? They wanted to downsize the city. And they put the whole entire east side, where I'm from, where you guys are from, and we're currently right now. They wanted to make the entire east side green space. And I was pissed the heck off. I was young, and I was like, this signal to me and my young generation that came up now, we're in our 30s. And they're like, you know what, don't come back. That signal to us not to come back. But now our kids, I want them to be proud of where they're from, but I want them to come back and invest and be able to live here and play here and work here and raise a family here. This is the future of our area. And just know I'm working day in and day out to make sure we get a piece of the pie, finally. And then there's some other stuff in the budget. I don't want to take too much of your time, but there's so much good in this budget, so much. And you guys are going to be proud. The only thing is, the caveat is, it's only one-time funding, because a lot of funding came from the federal government, and the feds aren't giving us not that much money anymore. So we got to figure out how to sustain the funding in future budgets. So it's going to be a lot of one-time infusion, but how we sustain it, we're trying to figure that out now. But if you guys got any questions, please let me know. I got my cards on me. I'll pass them out to you guys, and I just appreciate the time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you need my card? Okay, guys. I thought you got any questions, by the way? My bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a lead pipe replaced,
Mhm.
and the people who did all the excavation and all that, left a big, what you call it? Pothole. Yeah. And I've been calling and everything about it, and no one's coming out
Okay.
to fix it.
What area you in? What?
I'm at St. Louis and 7 Mile,
Okay.
between Mile and not Mile. Well,
Yeah, mine. Okay.
yeah.
Let me see what we can do. I'm gonna pass out my card. Send that to me. I gotta work with it's really a local issue, a city issue, but let me see what we can do to try to put pressure. Have you talked to anybody at BC or anything like that? At the department, at the city?
I've just been using a C-Click fix, and
Okay.
I did speak with someone. But
Okay, let's see if we can expedite that for you.
okay.
Yeah, we can put some pressure on them.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not in control of it because I'm at the state, but.
You the man.
I don't really got to be. I'm just how to address the service you guys.
How does the state and the county communicate? Because
Yeah.
we have a lot of issues where the county is sending out them to do the landscaping on our job, but they're leaving all the weeds in the crack around the first, and it's starting to go up around what they cut.
Yeah, so we gotta get in touch. We're at on job. You're on job. Ronnie Coleman. Is that still Martha's area?
Yes.
Okay, let's touch with Martha. Actually, Russ Ballant is now, I think he got hired as a community person. Let me contact Russ, and see what we can do around that. The state and county do communicate, but since our job is strictly a county road. Speaking of which, I forgot, we got a lot of money for y'all local road. How many people fed up with this construction? Well, y'all gonna continue to be fed up. We're fixing a lot of these. You're guys are gonna be happy around these main thoroughfares, these side streets are getting fixed. We're funding so much. Because it's been a long time since we put any money in any other venture. You're gonna love it, but like, let me work with Russ. We can get Russ involved in Martha Scott's office and see what we can do.
When you do those,
Yeah.
'cause I know some of the new, construction road part, it doesn't have that gap between the street and the curb anymore. So if no grass can come out, I've been watching how they put down a new, curb.
Okay.
And there's no way for grass to go out of that curb the way they put that new cement down. There's no way.
I wonder who they contracting. Cause it's a county road, so what we do is as a state, if it's a state road, we contract it out of ourselves, like from the state. But if it's a county road, we give the money to the county, the county distributes, and they get to hire whatever they want. So that's a matter of like, that's a Commissioner Scott question, and seeing like who's doing what can we do to change it? And, you know, make sure that they know what's going on. They probably don't even realize what they're doing, because a lot of times they're doing these roads quickly. I mean, how many people, man, that's a whole nother issue, but
Yeah.
like they'll pave the road and then like it'll just like be bumpy and it's not even with the other intersections. And then like the sewer caps are exposed. I'm like fed, I'm like, who the heck is doing this work, man? But
And they saying that they just don't tear right up. For it to be just, you know, inconvenience like we are, for us to have to do this all over again.
I know. We'll figure it out. Any other questions?
Can I make a comment?
Mhm.
I want to congratulate you on making this comment about the water.
Yeah.
My name is Jack Parnell. I haven't had water out the faucet since 1974.
Wow.
I had Agent Orange poisoning.
Wow.
Good move.
Yeah.
Stop drinking that foolishness. It's poisoning everybody.
And this is smell that comes from it.
One on one. Go ahead. Who's that?
Why?
Go ahead, Leon.
What time is the town hall on the 30th?
Yes, 5 to 7 p.m.
All right.
7 p.m. I don't know if it's airing that way. And then my next coffee hour, for those folks who don't know, so our district got split up into 2 Senate districts. So one side of it, Farwell going west, or Farwell Rec Center is Stephanie Chang. Farwell going east, your senator is Paul Bueno. So I've been hosting coffee hours for both of them. And our next coffee hour, me and Paul's coffee hour will be at Perfecting Church on Nevada and Van Dyke on August 25th, which is a Friday, from 10 to 11 a.m. Yep, 10 to 11, Friday, August 25th. That's my next coffee hour if you guys want to come out. And if you live in the area, you think, I don't know if you guys met Paul, but Paul is phenomenal. He's out of Warren. You know, he's from the older generation, man. A lot of you guys are from the crowd, but I call him my old fox because he's just a wealth of knowledge. I'm just honored to be able to serve with him, and he's able to, you know, pass down a lot of information to me, which I'm proud of. But yeah, come out to that. And then my next coffee hour with Senator Chang is going to be Friday, September 15th from noon to 1 p.m. And it's going to be at the Dairy Queen, and this is free ice cream for everybody. Dairy Queen on Mine Road, just south of 12 months and Warren. Remember, we got 2 districts, and we gotta go. It's from noon to 1 on Friday, September 15th. From noon to 1 at the Dairy Queen. Y'all know which one I'm talking about? Yeah, just south of 12. Yeah, on the west side.
It's right by the cone.
Yeah, because that, oh yeah, we're doing construction on Mile too, man. And then I forgot, I do have an event, a listening session this Friday at Hellman Rec Center in the evening from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. I'm going to be joined with state reps Kimberly Edwards and Veronica Paez. So Kimberly Edwards represents everything from Stainer to Gratiot. And then Paez represents Gratiot to Kelly. So I'm not sure if any of you guys know anything about the area, but you guys can come out if you want to just listen and learn of what's going on. And we'll take questions from the audience too. Yeah, Home and Rec Center, which is, what is that, Crusade? Like 7 miles and just, east of Ratchet and Hayes, yeah. But we're doing a lot of events, trying to get the community updated. You guys need anything, just let me know, I'm here.
Just
Yeah.
question.
Go ahead.
Oh, hey, Representative, Dr. McTire from Cary Rogie Hilldale Block Club.
What's up, Mr. President? How you doing, man?
Yes, sir, I'm doing well. Listen, I missed, the piece about, what's going on August 30th. Can you repeat the context of that? Thank you.
Yes, August 30th is our Urban Economic Development Roundtable Listening Session. So we're doing a listening tour across different cities, especially majority Black cities across the state. So like your Muskegons, your Ben Harbors, your Flints, your Saginaw's. And this is the first time, like I said before, in 40 years, Democrats have control of state government, all control. And so we're investing in these inner cities that have been forgotten for a long time. And so we're going to bring folks from the state here, folks from the county, from the city, and we're going to have I need you guys to come up with a plan or at least have an idea of what you guys would like to see in our neighborhoods when it comes to when this money drops, because we're going to be fighting for it. And I want to make sure you guys are, leading every step of the way. But it's what is it? August 30th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the 42nd Street Events space right there on Van Dyke, just south of 8 Mile. Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, the Black-owned event space too, so we wanted to support a small business.
One more question. Ms. Holmes.
Yes, could you please tell me the date for the, I believe the coffee hour on Ryan Road at the Dairy Queen?
Oh, the Dairy Queen, okay, the Dairy Queen one is September 15th.
September the 15th.
Yeah, that's a Friday. Yeah, Friday, September 15th, from noon to 1 p.m. From noon to 1.
Thank you.
And if you guys and I'm gonna give Kim my information, she can send it out too. If you guys want, just email over and we'll put you guys on actually, if you can send me the list and we'll put them on our newsletter. You got a list of folks? Oh, okay, cool. We'll put you all on our newsletter so you'll know every single event that's happening. Because we're ripping and rolling. I'm not wasting any time. We have politicians in the past, I ain't gonna name no names, but they was cruising. And we was like, man, we've been losing. Okay, I said, if you're cruising, you're losing. We got so much work to do in our community.
Yes.
We ain't got time to wait. So I'm the gas, y'all. So if you need anything, like I said before, let me know.
Make sure that if you need to give me your email at the end of the meeting, I'll have a list inside, just write down your email and I'll make sure that I get it to him and then we'll I'll make sure you get all the information coming from number 11 as well.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you. Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Well, I'd like to say thank you. It seems like to me that this is very good for the ones that's past 7 miles. I live in Hamtramck, right there on 6 Mile in Davidson. So where he's just got me talking about, he just cleaned up this little area. Well, the bottom line is I'm beginning to be bombarded by the Arabs, the Arabs. And it seems to me like, no offense, we are being pushed out, and I'm not going to have it because now they done got to the point that they're buying these houses, they're putting these cars because they have so many of them on their street, and if they don't have enough room, they're bringing them over on opposite streets and stuff. I love this, how it is set up and how it is talked about. But it seems like to me, 6 Mile in Davidson is being forgotten. And the Arabs or whatever is owning that doggone field over there, and they're putting everything in there. But the houses in the community is not getting it.
Oh, I will say this on 6 Mile and Davidson. We fixing the roads over there too. I will say this, but we do got money in the budget for affordable housing. And then we're gonna do some pipe stuff, and then we're gonna lay some broadband too.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
be funny.
No, I'm serious. Yeah, yeah.
I've been over there for 10 years.
Yeah, it's so blighted over there. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's getting to me, it's getting worse. And they seem to have more than the ones who own the home.
Yeah, yeah. And we're fighting right now because I don't know if y'all heard about the Maroons, right? They own their trucking and logistics and cement. They want to try to build a cement plant next to the Buddies on 6 Mile. And so we're fighting tooth and nail. Man, we're fighting tooth and nail because they bought Bel Air too on 8 Mile and Bell 9. They're trying to make that see. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. That's why I need your help and this vision of what we want to see, because if we don't have a vision, we can't fight back.
Right.
Because they're coming. Like, they got the money, they're ready. But I'm coming with some state money and some stuff. And I'm like, hey, we should do this instead. So, yeah. Yeah.
I'm right down the street from Buddies. Everybody, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're back in a position. I'm so glad you told me that was going.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
So we're working, we're fighting back. And then your state rep is Abraham Ayash.
Yeah.
He's the majority floor leader right now. He has a lot of influence in Lansing. Me and him work closely together. Just know he's fighting on your behalf, and we're trying to come up with a plan to not only get dollars for affordable housing, but for like this blight remediation, and then trying to get these young folks. Because a lot of them, they don't think they can own a home because there's so much in debt. And so we're trying to, and one is the student loan stuff too. We're working with the Fed to figure that out. But a lot of it is it's just so much. Everything has skyrocketed in terms of the cost of living. And so like the average rents in the city of Detroit, I think is around $1,600 or no, $1,800 when you include downtown. If you don't include downtown and midtown, I think it's $1,600. In our neighborhoods, like who in the heck can afford to live right here for $1,600? So we're working on a state level. There's only so much we can do. But we need to call on our local leaders, our county leaders to get involved, which they are, but we need them to like step up a little bit more. I'm trying to get them right. So we working.
That's the affordable housing.
Yeah. Oh, and we got money for right to counsel. So we got $2.5 million out of the state budget for right to counsel. How many people know what right to counsel is? When you get illegally evicted. Right, so we got a lot. I mean, there's maybe some people in the room who might be own some properties and they rent it out. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about some other folks. A lot of these companies and management companies, they own 105,000 properties in our dang old city, and they rent them out. They don't fix them up. These folks are paying out of their last pocket to get their rents done. And then when you pay rent, you're supposed to get at least, a livable area to live in. It's just terrible. So they withhold their rent. They're like, hey, fix this stuff. There's mold growing, there's anything. There's like 100 reasons why they kind of hold on to their rent, and now they're getting evicted for no reason. And so this is like in a criminal case, you get a public defendant. This is essentially saying if you get evicted illegally, you're going to get a lawyer to fight these cases and get your money back too. So we're working on it because I'm sure there's people in the room. You probably already know folks that went through the same situation. I know people in my family who went through it. And then there was one thing. Oh, I got money.
We get ready to get out.
Parks and Recreation. We got so much money for Parks and Rec. I got $2 million coming to Farwell Rec Center. So, like, listen, we both I'm working with the FREC, which is the advisory council there, and Director Loretta. I want a swimming pool. But they're gonna work on the idea. So we're gonna have community meetings about it, just wait. But there's phases happening with Farwell. They're putting a basketball court now, and some other stuff. But the building itself might look newer, but it has some external issues. So we're trying to figure out how to utilize this $2 million. We might have enough to pour a pool, but we don't know just yet. Cause the insurance and all that, like how you sustain it throughout, and the city ain't trying to invest in these wrecks and everything, that's a whole other issue, but. I'm gonna shut up so y'all can figure out here. But just know I'm here, man. So I'm here.
So, we have a representative here from Sam's Club. So. Hello, I'll be real quick and short. I'm not as important as everybody else.
So they can see you on TV.
Thank you, Marcia Williams, for inviting me to the meeting. Right now, I am the sales and training manager at Sam's Club, the one on 13 and John R. Madison Heights. I have been with Sam's Club for over 6 years now, but I'm new to this role as a sales and training manager. I love it though, because I get to do this type of stuff, you know, community meetings and things and meeting new people. And being involved in the community, which I think is great. I think this whole thing is just amazing what you guys do here. Right now, we have a really big promotion on our memberships. They're like half off right now. So I figured I'd bring some of my business cards, my flyers, for you guys to take advantage of it if you'd like. It will be going on for a couple months. And yeah, so I did bring a few with me. I do have extra flyers and cards. It is only through me. It is not an in-club promotion. So it is only through my QR codes that you can get the promotion. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure nobody has any questions, right? All right, thank you. Thank you. I also see Mr. Lionel Williams with DPSCD. How are you today?
Hey, Miss Jackson, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you well.
All right. Greetings from Dr. Vitti, the superintendent. Greetings to all the community members, all the officers. I know what time it is, Miss Jackson. You don't have to rush me. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real fast. I just want to say school is right around the corner. School starts on the 28th of this month. We are less than 2 weeks away from the first day of school. The first week will be a full week. It will be full days, full week. We are excited to get back to work and to see the smiling faces of all of the kids. I am happy to announce we did receive a $4 million grant for mental health clubs, for mental health hubs for all the neighborhood high schools. Persian will be one of those high schools. There'll be health clinics, wraparound services. They'll have legal aid and housing counseling at those mental health clubs. So we are so happy to announce that. We are looking for volunteers for the upcoming year.
Lost you.
Oh, you went on mute. He muted himself.
I'm going to put some information in the chat so everybody can see. There's a website and a phone number if you want to volunteer for this upcoming school year. We have a Let's Read program. You can volunteer for lunch duty or arrival and dismissal. You can volunteer to be on the parent teachers conference. You could be on the school advisory council. We have an alumni council at every school. You can volunteer to help work in the garden. We have a garden and school beautification projects, and we have a family resource distribution center. So if you want to volunteer to help take resources to families in your neighborhood. So I put the website and the phone number in the chat. So if those that are online, the number is 313-873-7490. And that is to volunteer for Detroit Public Schools Community District for this upcoming school year.
All right, we have any questions? All right, thank you, appreciate you as always.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, hold on, you need to repeat the phone number one more time.
Okay, it's 313-873-7490. Officer Robinson, can you hear me, Officer Robinson?
I'm here, my friend, I'm here.
Yeah, I just want you to commit to another mental health summit while I have you online with all these people on here. I want you to commit to at least 3 hours, D-Rod, 3 hours.
Hey, we don't have to sit down and talk about that. We'll have to sit down because just as far as logistics, we'll have to work the logistics.
Just 3 hours, all I need.
We
Thank you.
Want to be there for the kids though.
All right, thank you for your
Probably
commitment.
700 kids at one time again though.
No, just 3 hours. Thanks for the commitment.
You see, you got my partner over there sweating, man. Right?
We have on, that I might have missed.
Yeah.
Oh, Sherry.
Sherry's on.
Hey, Sherry, how are you?
I'm grading yourself. I don't have it. Can you hear me?
We can hear you good.
Okay, good. Okay, don't have any new updates really. The county, one of their projects, the bigger project right now, is trying to get the new justice system up and running, and that should be the first of the year. They're still trying to iron out the kinks, and they still taking inputs from the community and the concerns. A lot of the concerns are parking for the staff as well as the visitors. They even want to get a special bus route to bring people to the Justice Center. And some people were kind of concerned about the jurors and their safety. If they're coming to be selected for a jury duty, what are they going to offer for them to keep them safe? So that's a big topic right now with the county. So other than that, I have nothing else to bring to the table. The contact information is 224-0916. If you have any issues or concerns, feel free to call the office. And if we can address it, we can definitely get you in touch with the correct people that can. And that's it for me. Any questions?
Can you repeat that telephone number again?
Yes, 313-224-0916.
Okay, Sherry, you gonna kill me, but I totally drew a blank. Commissioner, never mind, I answered my own question. Commissioner Killer.
Okay, I didn't say that. I didn't say I'm a rep.
No, and you know what? And I did not introduce you that way as well. So, because my mind went blank, but it hit me. I'm coming around. It's 8 o'clock, but I'm coming around.
Okay, for everybody. Okay, for everybody that don't know, I work for Wayne County Commissioner Jonathan C. Kinlock, District 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, does anybody else be on this?
That's it.
It is like 5 to 8. And everybody. But I appreciate this, every one of you all that came out this week. I think we got a lot of good information. Yes. I know the lieutenant was here, he gave out some carbon monoxide and smoke detectors, but I do have 2 smoke detectors and 1 carbon monoxide detector. So whoever didn't get them, want one, they can take one. I have 2 Ring doorbells, and I'm gonna tell you that. I have 2 Ring doorbells that I wanted to give away this evening, but I'm gonna tell you what I did. I forgot the bag at home with everybody's names in it. So this is what we're going to do. That's what we all not, no, not. I'm not even gonna tell that lie.
Can you repeat your phone number?
My number is 313-690. 0423. Okay. And also Robinson, if you want to put that in the chat, 313-690-0423. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I was late getting here, so I didn't get your name and title.
My name is Kim Jackson Eaton, Eaton. And I am the president of the 11th Precinct Police Community Relations Council.
Thank you.
Tongue twister, but- Yes, ma'am.
Question. Now, I noticed that some of the blocks have been getting these wooden fences on the alleys. How are those, how do you pick which alleys to put the wooden fences at? Yeah, the wooden gates, thank you.
That's between you and like the people behind you. So if you on this side, they on this side, y'all gotta come together like this. And then you gotta agree that we're gonna close this alley off. And then that's gonna between you and where you stay.
Oh.
Well, see, and everybody says that, but I'm gonna put this out here. My parents live on the west side and theirs have been closed for at least 30 years. At least 30 years. And they have closed it totally where like the neighbors, we take it apart to that alley. Get to that wire, that's your problem to figure out. But they sometimes they come into people's yards, sometimes they can get that they can go over. So it can be done. So when people say it cannot be done, yes, it can. You just gotta get your ducks in a row. But it can be done. And I'm trying to work on ours because we always get people that want to creep through the alley. And it's time to close the call. It's gonna be time consuming, but once it's done, it's gonna love it. Yeah, and my parents, theirs is the same way. They have a gate and everything, and we've never had an issue with it. Oh, we have all of our, the part, we took all of our stuff and cemented in, and then our neighbor behind us was really good, and they got theirs all cemented in. So we have nothing but extra parking spaces, we got chairs, it's beautiful, because that's the neighbor that's working with. So, and that's the part, you wanna have somebody that can kind of work with you in the back, but if not, you put a fence up and you stand over there. Wow.
And so our valley is open now and we have a platform because the city's thing. We must maintain. Some of us do and some. And it's a platform. I mean, people are putting notices on their fences. If you come into this yard, you will get shot.
And everybody else.
I'm here because I live in the community. That's why I make sure I try to take all the meetings. So the captain won't think I'm charging him overtime. But I want to bring to your attention, I see an old time friend of mine, Miss McQueen over here. We used to work together at Dubuque Court in the county. And I walked in, I looked at her, she looked at me, and I'm like, hey, I think I know this lady. But I've been knowing her for years. Wow. Good people.
Good.
And talk to me before you leave.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm gonna do. Yes, sir.
We have one introduction from the Black Family Development Team. Mental health, they wanted to introduce themselves. It's time to Thomas.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. Hello, hello. I just wanted to be here today, myself and my coworker. We've been sitting in on your meeting. We are encouraged by what we hear. But when we heard about that mental health summit, I had to say something. So if that comes together, please feel free to include Black family development. That is our focus for both youth and adults, that they connect to the needed mental health services. So we are here for that resource. I put my name in the chat. I will also put my phone number and my email in the chat as well. So if the officer consents to 3 hours, we're definitely going to consent to 3 hours. So please consider including us as well.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
You are welcome.
So you hear that, D-Rob? See what you started? Good job, man.
Hey, look, we, you know, we always there for the kids. We just gotta, we'll talk.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, so next month, I will bring these back along with 2 more, and we're gonna do 4. Because I don't have a way of doing it without taking up all night, and I don't wanna be here all night. So I'm gonna bring 4 next month, and we're gonna do a 4 giveaway. But I'm gonna advise everyone right now, so nobody say, but you didn't say. I'll tell you, you need to be present. If you're not present, you don't get it. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Yes, Officer Williams?
Hi, everybody. If you can please, if you have not filled out one of these, if you have not signed in, please sign in, because just like the Lawn Academy, when they called me and asked me to see who was interested, I looked at some of our phone numbers, and I know you guys have been doing turkey bingo for a long time, but those numbers aren't the same anymore. If you can, please make sure you put your updated phone number and address, so if you are interested, I can give them a list so they can come out and service you as well.
Okay. Okay. So any other questions, any other concerns? We getting ready to head out. It is like a minute after 8, and I know the officers are tired, and it is time for them to get home as well. So until next month, we will see you all again. Have a good evening, have a good month, stay safe, and don't make this, some of you don't make this your first meeting. Let's hope to see you again next month. Be safe and good night.
Good night.